Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Sergio and thank you for watching my channel. This time I'm going to talk about my Ranger. She's only level 21, so I've had a little bit of experience using her in player versus environment, but that's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about PvP. So let's head on into the Heart of the Mist so I can discuss my build for you. I've actually tried two different builds on here with her. One is called a spirit build, and the other one, I don't know if it has a name, but it involves using my pet a lot more than my other build. That's the spirit build. I know the spirit build is pretty popular with many people, but I'm mainly going to be talking about the other build that I use. So here we are in the Heart of the Mist. As you can see, this is my Ranger right here. Alright. So let's see. It looks like my pet hasn't appeared yet. Oh, there it is. It's a giant black widow spider. Each of your pets has different abilities. If I go to pet management here, you can see all the different pets. Here are all the land-based pets that you can choose. Each of them have different attacks and different abilities. Each one has an active ability that you can also use. You can see their attacks here. The Black Widow's is Paralyzing Venom. Your next attack immobilizes your foe. This is the activated ability, which is used right here with the Ranger's unique mechanic, which is their pet. The F2 is what activates the Paralyzing Venom. F1 is attack my target. F3 is return to me. This right here, you can switch between guard and avoid combat. And this last one is stow pet. I'm not sure why too many people would want to stow their pets. Alright. The bottom right here is amphibious pets and also underwater pets. You really won't be using those much in PvP, especially since the underwater maps were taken out of the hot join, competitive, and the team player versus player competitive. Okay, so with my PvP build on my Ranger, I use a longbow as my main weapon and double axes with my second set. The sigil is a sigil of accuracy, which increases my critical chance by 7%, and sigil of strength, which is 60% chance on critical to gain might. I have the rune of the Ranger, which gives me a lot more precision and ferocity, and plus 7% damage while you have an active companion. So I have a good critical hit chance and good damage when I score a critical hit. And then I have that same Berserker's Amulet that I have on many of my characters. I promise not all of my characters use a Berserker Amulet. I just like dealing a lot of damage, especially at range with this character. If we go on to traits, I focused some in marksmanship, a little in skirmishing and wilderness survival, nothing in nature magic, and 6 in beast mastery. Now marksmanship, each point gives you power and condition duration. Skirmishing gives you precision and ferocity for each point. Wilderness survival gives you toughness and condition damage for each point. And beast mastery gives you healing for each point and pet attribute bonus for each point. Now if we go back up to marksmanship, we can see that the first little deal here is opening strike. Cause vulnerability with your first strike when entering combat. Opening strike is your next attack as an opening strike, and it gives them 5 stacks of vulnerability for 6 seconds, which means they take 5% more damage for 6 seconds. Alpha training. Pets have opening strike, so that means my pet, whatever it is, can cause the same thing and give them vulnerability when it attacks. Skirmishing. It says Tailwind. Gain swiftness when swapping weapons in combat. So when I swap weapons, I gain swiftness for 5 seconds, which increases my movement speed by 33%. Wilderness Survival. Increases endurance regeneration by 25%, so you can dodge a bit more there. Beast Mastery. When you are downed, your pet gains quickness. Quickness for 5 seconds, which means skills and actions are 50% faster during that time. Loud Whistle reduces recharge on pet swapping, so when you swap your pet, the recharge is reduced by 20%. Gain power based on your healing, so healing power converted to power is 10%, which means the more healing power you have, the more power you have by 10% of that healing power. Going back up to marksmanship, I have malicious training, increases duration for conditions applied by your pets. Duration increase is 50%, combat only. Eagle Eye, increases longbow and harpoon gun range. You won't be using a harpoon gun unless you're underwater, so don't worry about that. Longbow and harpoon gun damage is increased. Damage increased by 5% and range increased by 300. Skirmishing. Pet's prowess. Pets deal more damage on critical hits. Critical damage increase is 30%. Attribute adjust is 450. Wilderness Survival. Pets deal extra condition damage. They gain 350 condition damage on their attributes. Beast Mastery. Reduces recharge on pet skills. Now this isn't the activated skill, this is all of their other skills, so they can attack a little faster. Intimidation Training. Activated F2 abilities for canines and spiders cause cripple. So, when they hit an enemy with the active skill, it'll cripple them for 9 seconds, which is negative 50% movement speed. Natural Healing. Your pets have natural health regeneration, so they gain health per second by 125. And you can see his health right here, 23,800, more than what I have. Now on to my longbow skills. A longbow is kind of like the Mesmer Greatsword. Let me get back up here. The farther away you are, the more damage it does with its basic attack. As you can see, 1000 plus range is 729, 500 to 1000 is 607, 0 to 500 is 486. The range is 1500 on this, so that is pretty far. You can see, when it criticals, it does quite a bit of damage. The next skill is Rapid Fire. Fire multiple arrows at your foe. Damage is 10 times, 3000. Oh, it's switching there because of my damage is 3040. And it also causes vulnerability for 12 seconds. Up to 10 stacks, 10% incoming damage. Let me show you this here. The third one is Hunter's Shot. Fire an arrow that grants you stealth. When it hits an enemy, your pet gains swiftness. So it does a small amount of damage. You stealth for 3 seconds, which makes you invisible to foes. There is no way to see invisible foes in this game, just to let you know. Pet swiftness for 10 seconds. Your pet moves for 33% faster. So if I use it, there you can see. And no, my bow doesn't stick out to the enemy. Point blank shot. Push back your foe with a point blank shot. The closer they are, the farther it pushes them back. So this is very useful if they get close to you. The closer they are to you, the farther it knocks them back. You can see knockback range for less than 300 is 600. For range between 300 to 600 is 500. Knockback for range greater than 600 is 400. Barrage the target area with a hail of arrows that cripple. This is very useful, especially in team fights, and if you're kind of far away, you can just cause havoc upon the enemy team. What you do is you activate it, and you can see it's ground-based targeting. There's my maximum range, about right here. If I put it on right here and I can fire, it rains down arrows upon the enemy. and then you can attack while it's still raining. It's a very useful area of effectability. My healing ability is Healing Spring. You create a spring that heals you, your pet, and your allies. It also cures conditions on allies. The healing is 5,220, and then it gives you regeneration for 3 seconds, which is 3,015. Duration is 10 seconds. Radius is 240. The duration is talking about the regeneration. It doesn't continually heal you for 5,220 health. My next ability is called Sick'em. It's a shout, and your pet runs faster and does more damage. It lasts for 10 seconds. Your pet's damage is increased by 40% and movement by 40%. My next one is Signet of the Wild. It grants health regeneration to both me and my pet. The active is your pet grows larger, dealing more damage and gaining stability. So every second, the passive heals me for 80 health. When I use it, my pet becomes enlarged for 8 seconds. It deals 25% more damage and moves faster. Stability is also given for 8 seconds, which means my pet cannot be knocked down, pushed back, pulled, launched, stunned, dazed, floated, sunk, or feared. My next one is Signet of the Hunt. It grants 25% increased movement speed to me and my pet. And the active gives my pet's next attack, deals more damage. Attack of opportunity for 30 seconds. And the next attack within those 30 seconds does 150% damage on the next attack. For my ultimate ability or elite skill, I have Entangle. It's entangle your foe. They are immobile until the vines are destroyed. Damage is 14 times at 1,778. Bleeding is 9.5 seconds for 5,985 damage. Immobilize for a little over 15 seconds and unable to move. Number of targets is 5. Duration is 20 seconds. Radius 600. This is a very useful ability, especially if they get up close to you and you manage to hit them without them using their dodge. If they dodge and you miss, then they can still move around. So let me show you here. You can see the roots there wrapped around them, and now they have the bleeding and the poison going on. This is my build for my hunter, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you all for watching, and if you like this video, then go ahead and click the like button and subscribe if you want. Alright, well, I'll see you all later in the next video. In the next video, I'm going to be covering my Necromancer. See you all later.